Skin diseases are this massive global issue. They affect our health, our confidence, pretty much our daily lives. But what if the next big breakthrough in treatment wasn't made in some high-tech lab, but was discovered in a garden? Today, we are digging into the science of natural remedies for the skin, and we're going to focus on one really fascinating compound that's getting a ton of buzz. Let's get into it.
Okay, so first things first, let's just try to wrap our heads around the scale of this problem. This number you're seeing, it's huge, because according to the World Health Organization, 2 billion people, yep, billion with a B, are dealing with this skin condition right now. That's a staggering figure that really touches every corner of the globe. And behind that massive number, there is a very real human cost. Research makes it super clear that these conditions are way more than just skin deep. We're talking about constant itchiness, pain, numbness, and it can lead to some serious psychological distress, like anxiety and even social discrimination. It's tough.
So let's start by framing this thing as what it is: a global skin crisis. We really need to understand just how widespread and, frankly, how impactful this all is.
Now, what's so wild here is how this breaks down. We are not talking about just a few conditions. There are over 2,000 recognized skin diseases out there. They hit up to 30% of the entire global population. But this is the kicker. They rank as the 4th leading cause of what's called disability-adjusted life years. Basically, that means skin disease is one of the biggest reasons for lost health and productivity on the entire planet. It's a huge deal.
So you have to ask, why is this happening now? Well, the research points to a whole cocktail of modern factors. Things like big environmental shifts, way more air pollution, and even just our own living and eating habits, they're all feeding into the surge in skin problems. It really is a problem of our modern world.
With a problem this big, you'd think we'd have it all figured out, right? Well, not exactly. Let's take a look at the roadblocks that conventional treatments are running into.
You know the drill. Typically, when you go to the doctor, the first line of defense includes these usual suspects: antibiotics, antihistamines, and different hormonal drugs. These are the standard tools in the clinical toolbox.
But here's the critical part. These tools have some pretty serious limitations. Their effectiveness can be really short-lived, and a lot of the time, the conditions just come right back after you stop treatment. Plus, over time, there's a huge risk of developing drug resistance. And that's not even getting into the potential side effects on your liver, your kidneys, or even your nervous system. This is exactly why the search for alternatives is so incredibly urgent.
And that search? It's leading scientists to a pretty incredible place: nature itself. We're now discovering how natural compounds from plants, they're called phytochemicals, are turning out to be a powerful new frontier in dermatology.
So why all the excitement? Well, it seems like natural medicines can sidestep a lot of those roadblocks we just talked about. They tend to be way less irritating, they're not as likely to cause drug resistance, and this is a big one, they can help protect the delicate balance of your skin's microbiome, which is absolutely essential for healthy skin. And hey, this isn't just a theory. Let's check out some real examples. The active compound in green tea was actually found to reduce how many of these aggressive immune cells get into vitiligo lesions. So basically, it could help calm down that autoimmune response that's causing the whole problem in the first place. Here's another one for you. Apigenin, it's a compound you find in plants like chamomile and parsley, has been shown to protect our melanocytes. Those are the cells that make pigment in our skin. It shields them from the kind of oxidative damage that can cause them to break down. And this one, wow. This really shows the kind of power we're talking about. Chiconin, which is extracted from a plant root, has actually shown it can inhibit the growth of human malignant melanoma cells in a lab setting. It is a stunning example of the hidden therapeutic punch that nature is packing.
So, okay, we've got all these incredible phytochemicals showing real promise. But with so many options to look at, which one is really, truly capturing the attention of the scientific community right now?
Well, the answer is total glucosides of Paeony, or just TGP for short. This compound is quickly becoming a major frontrunner in the whole world of natural dermatology.
So what in the world is TGP? It's basically a concentrated extract that comes from the roots of the Paeony plant, and while it's been on the radar for a while, it's now being used all over the place in clinical research for skin diseases, and for a very, very good reason.
So what's the big deal with TGP? Early research is showing it has these powerful immunoregulatory and anti-inflammatory properties.
What that means is it might be able to calm down those overactive immune responses that are really at the heart of conditions like psoriasis and eczema. So instead of just slapping a Band-Aid on the symptoms, it seems to target the underlying problem. And that's exactly why scientists are so laser-focused on it right now.
All right, this brings us to the big picture, the future of dermatology. What does all of this research really mean for the future of our skin health?
Look, if there is one thing you take away from all of this, let it be this. Natural compounds like TGP, they aren't just some quaint, old-school alternative. They represent a vital, serious, new frontier in the scientific hunt for treatments that aren't just more effective, but are also a whole lot safer for long-term use.
And that leaves us with a really fascinating thought to chew on. As science keeps unlocking the unbelievably complex chemistry of the natural world, it kind of makes you wonder, right? Could the future of skincare, could the answer to a global health crisis actually be growing in a garden?